Welcome back to the Weekly News Roundup. This is the Sillyville edition. These are recorded live Fridays at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you want to catch the show live, come on by, watch the kitty get fed, and enjoy a little bit of craziness and silliness to wrap up your week on Fridays. So let's go ahead and dive on in. First, scientists now have to start renaming human genes because Microsoft Excel is misreading them as dates. Here's a thought. Tell Microsoft, hey, we named these genes before you really existed. Change your code. Of course, that's too much. So what's going on? Well, genes have interesting names. If you ever actually did any scientific research, so I did my doctor's degree. I did interplay research between the proximal proliferator activator receptor, which is called PPAR, and the fork head box proteins, which is called FOXO1. And then in the middle of this, we were working with coactivators. So I was dealing with the LXXLL motifs. And then we were doing transfections and a lot of other things with COS1 cells and HepG2 cells. So with all of this going on, we start to see all sorts of weird things, and sometimes genes get interesting names. Like you had hedgehog, and then I kid you not, guys, they found another version of hedgehog that was more efficient as an enzyme, so they named it, I kid you not, Sonic the Hedgehog. I mean, scientists are a little batty. You ever wondered? So one of these genes happens to be the membrane-associated ring CH type finger 1. Makes perfect sense to scientists, but they abbreviate it March 1. The problem is you type March 1 into a spreadsheet, it's like, hey, that's a date, March 1st, right? So it wants to convert it into March 1st, and you have to go through and manually change the cells because there is not a way, the computer file's not like the cells in the body. But there is no way to turn this off by default, and so even if you have the spreadsheet built correctly and you send it to somebody else and they open it up, then it will convert all these genes to dates. And then nobody's going to know what anybody's talking about. And so some of these genes have to be renamed because of Microsoft. Okay, this is the guy that we want to trust with vaccinating the world. He cannot even develop software that keeps viruses out, nor can he focus on software that won't change gene names for scientists. And we wanted to prick our bodies. Anyway, you can kind of see a little GIF down here. You can see what the genes are doing there. So this is MAR1. Oh, bummer. DES1. No. These are gene names. Gene names. I'm trying to think if I ever had to deal with these. I guess there's really no easy date for PPAR and FOXO1. But, even the scientists might fix their data but export as a CSV without saving the format. The scientists might load the data from the correct formatting, the changing the gene symbols back into dates. So yeah, it kind of produces some issues here. So what some of these are, March 1 now become March F1, Sept 1 because Sept IN1, and so on. And so they're kind of working on some of these things to change what some of these are doing. So yeah, scientists are having a fun time with gene renames. So I don't know. Let me know what you guys think about that one there. All right. Well, this interesting study came out. As you know, guys, and by the way, the CDC director did actually confirm this. We have actually seen more suicides among the younger populations than we've seen coronavirus deaths. In fact, I pull the statistics every year. Guys, turn off the media and read the CDC's website and drill into the actual real data. And then you'll look at this and go, what are we all concerned about again? Because the people under the age of 21 have 21 per 100,000 deaths. Now, if the United States has only had I might have the number wrong. Don't they have like 121,000 or something? It means we had 40 deaths among young people. Okay? We've had way more suicides and other things like that. So in the middle of all this, some people are sort of looking at this going, oh man, we have serious depression coming out. But it turns out that some places are kind of happy, and some research was done, and we found that there's lithium in some of these. So is this going to turn into one of these, like, Brave New World approaches? Here, I know life sucks. Just take a little bit of Soma. It'll be okay. Or, we're going to lock everybody down, so let's go ahead and start lacing the drinking water with lithium to make everybody feel happy for a while. Now, this study isn't saying we've laced people's drinking water and done the research. The study was analyzing drinking water among people who they thought might be depressed but weren't, and found that they had a lot of naturally occurring levels of lithium in the water. Of course, if you don't know, like, the history of 7-Up, the reason I have 7-Up in the name Up, it's upper. It makes you happy. The original formula for 7-Up contained lithium, which at that time was used as a mental stimulant to make sure that you were happier. It made you up. It made you excited. It was a drug used to treat mental patients, particularly those with depression. So what they're finding is that a similar compound of lithium is found in populations of people who are cheerier than they probably should be given their circumstances. Where I have a deeply seated concern about this, and I might need my tinfoil hat here, is that we're going to lock people down. We're going to see depression. Well, let's just go ahead and add some lithium to the city water supply to help people out. Guys, it's no different than issuing Soma in Brave New World. Life kind of sucks. Let's just put myself on a Soma holiday for a while. It's okay. Lock the city down and just put the extra dose of lithium in those people's water. But this is a little bit of concerning, but it's also a little bit on the crazy side. But absolutely, keep an eye on this. This is interesting stuff. I'm curious to see where this is going to go. All right, before we continue on, if you like the channel, you want to help support what I'm doing, have a look at our affiliates page, switchedtolinux.com/affiliates. We have a lot of different affiliates here. Of course, Amazon, if you do any shopping on Amazon, you can use our affiliate link. It doesn't cost you anything more. The channel will get a small amount of money to help keep us running. We also have Mint Mobile cell phones, grammar checkers at Pro Writing Aid. We have several web hosting and VPNs and some podcast hosting. So have a look at the affiliates page, switchedtolinux.com/affiliates. All right, and next. Cat detained for smuggling drugs escapes a Sri Lankan prison. You heard that right, folks. You heard that right. That's right. So there was a cat that was being trained to smuggle drugs into prisoners. They would put the little bit of drugs in the kitty's collar and then train the kitty which prison to go to. The prisoners go up, they pet the kitty, take the drugs out. Basically, the cat's starting to smuggle drugs. So the cat was detained. They kidnapped the kitty, they threw the kitty in jail. They're waiting to figure out who in the world this cat belongs to, and the cat breaks out of jail. So now they have the drug smuggling cat has escaped from prison, and so they're trying to track down the drug smuggling cat. Very interesting indeed. Don't feel safe anymore with dreaded criminals like these roaming around freely. That's right, guys. That's right. So be careful. Be careful of drug smuggling kitties running around. Apparently there was a kleptomaniac kitty cat caught stealing the neighbor's clean laundry, bathing suits, socks, and more. Actually, they think that this cat has actually there were some drug smugglers who were actually training an eagle to smuggle drugs. These people are pretty bold. They got the eagles, they got the cats. I wouldn't mess with these people. They might be training some assassination dogs or something. I played Black Ops. I don't want my enemies to get attack dogs out. Oh no. Come on, guys. I wouldn't be messing with these guys. But I don't know. What do you guys think? Let me know your thoughts on those. All right. And our final story today, you guys remember the Twitter hacker, the young Twitter hacker who was caught. He was arrested. He had his hearing, of course, on Zoom because of the kufi. So they're in the middle of the hacker's court hearing, and they got hacked with a Zoom bomber playing some videos. It was getting saucy in that courtroom. A little warm under the cover down there, forcing the judge to have to close out the hearing. So Zoom bombers disrupted a court case involving the Florida teen accused of masterminding a takeover of high-profile Twitter accounts, forcing the judge to stop the hearing. During the hearing, the judge and attorneys were interrupted several times by people shouting racial slurs, playing music, and showing pornographic images. ABC Action News in Tampa Bay wrote, Pornhub videos forced the judge to temporarily shut down the hearing. Zoom bombing occurred today when the 13th Judicial Circuit Court in Florida and Tampa had held a bail hearing for Graham Clark, who pled not guilty and is reportedly being held on $725,000 bail. Clark faces 30 felony charges related to the July 15th Twitter hack, in which the accounts of famous people like Elon Musk, Bill Gates, Jeff Bezos, and Joe Biden were all hijacked and used to push cryptocurrency scams. Hackers also accessed direct messages. Makes you wonder, was it his buddies? Like, yeah, catch this out, buddy. All right, but judge will require a password next time. Well, where you been living? This has been a problem for a long time. You're supposed to start this. But anyway, I don't know. Let me know your thoughts on that in the comments down below.
Thank you for watching this video from Switched to Linux. This channel would not be possible without the backing of the program supporters scrolling on the screen now. You can be a supporter at Patreon at patreon.com/TOMM or at thinklifemedia.com. I also want to thank the open source community who creates such excellent software that makes producing this show possible. Please remember to support your software communities. Thank you, and I hope that you enjoy switching to Linux.